We have conquered Earth, we have reached the space. Now we only consume and compete for money to consume even more. Let us try to understand how we get here and whether we should move somewhere else. I have to warn you that this topic is not about the plot of Death Stranding, and I will use that world only as an example comparing with ours and as a video background. Last time I was reflecting on importance of extinctions of species for the evolution. You can check it in this video. To recap it shortly, species adapt while they compete with each other over the resources, and when one species prevails over its opponents, it may slow down the evolution, because it has achieved all the objective goals for a while and it has no reason to evolve furthermore, so it starts stagnating. Death Stranding represents the system that prevents such stagnation by adding more challenges, but let us look at our own world, where we do not have such systems as a Death Stranding. After all, now is the best time to compare our world with the one of Sam. Most of us now are to sit at home and be afraid of going outside due to grave anomalies and horrible viruses. However, there are much deeper similarities as well. In fact, I believe that humanity has passed the peak of our civilization and now we are in a phase of stagnation, to say the least. We may even be in a full-scale degradation mode. But you may ask, what makes me think so? We are on the verge of new technological revolution. For the last decades we have invented the internet. Most of us now have immediate access to almost any knowledge on Earth. We have built autonomous cars and super jets. We have medicine for all kinds of diseases used to be incurable, and powerful computers small enough to carry in your hand. Alas, scientific progress is not equal to the species progress for a couple of reasons. First, it's only a human thing. Others do not bother to play science anyway, so it must not be that important. And second, the example of Death Stranding world shows us that even technically more advanced society with a chiral network and all that 3D printing roads can suffer from the lack of evolution. Just as before, it all comes down to the absence of competitors who could motivate us to adapt. Humanity is dominating species on Earth, and none of other species can threaten our existence. Some viruses maybe can. They are alive, so they are probably species as well, but I'm not a virologist, unlike all the rest of people on the planet in 2020, so I will not go on this matter. Instead, I will continue on the matter of mass extinctions, which, by the way, not my area of expertise as well. Anyway, the sixth extinction is not a fiction of game devs, but rather a real scientific theory, and according to the theory, it is happening right now. According to those scientists, humanity is at least partially to blame for that extinction. I do not want to push some esoteric point of view and say that such problems as melting of the Arctic, intensifying of forest fires across the globe, and pandemic of the viruses and so on are some kind of mysterious feedback from the planet. But in some way it actually makes sense. It would mean that we enter a stagnation phase and should die out or start adapting again. So the question is, where did this stagnation started? Well, my best guess, when the Soviet Union lost the Cold War. You might by now have understood my logic here. Clifford Unger shares with his son his thoughts of the peak of our civilization. In 1969, humans landed on the surface of the moon. It was the last conquer of an unknown place by now. The dream of colonizations of other planets was as real as ever. I believe that this is the exact goal we should pursue as a species, widen our habitats even further outside the Earth. We could reach such huge achievements during the Cold War, open competition between two opposing ideologies. Both sides were motivated enough to prevail over their opponent, and to show that their idea was better regardless of the costs. However, when one side given up, the other lost the reason to evolve as well. We have replaced plans to colonize other worlds with plans to produce more stupid gadgets and rubbish. Nowadays, when almost everyone in the world lives in capitalism, the main goal for a person and a society as well is to increase the income. You should make more money to make even more money later, and eventually you will live in comfort. Some people manage to combine activities they enjoy with making more money, so they are probably quite happy. But most of people just hate their jobs and have to live in this cycle forever. What should we do about this? Well, we have to find a competition in our society. New alternative idea explaining what kind of future we want to build. We cannot predict the results of this collision of the new and current ideas. The winner, though, whether it is adapted capitalism or something new, will be much better for us as a species. It will be the system able to use all our scientific progress to solve the problems humanity faces right now. I must point out, I do not push any political ideas. There will be no agitation on this channel whatsoever. I feel comfortable in our world, but I refuse to ignore that it is stagnant. I do not know where the new idea will come from, China, India or any other country. Maybe it will even begin in the middle of Western civilization in the USA. I know one thing, we should not be afraid of it. Only those small groups who control the current system should be afraid. The majority will only see positive effects of this collision. What do we know about the past ages? Humanity started out in Africa, and now our united civilization occupy all the continents. Ocean exploration, space race, Arctic exploration. And what do you think future generations will tell about our time? Will it be that we had cell phones with 3 cameras and took amazing pictures in a really high resolution? We hear quite a lot about global problems we face. Climate change, sun is going to explode one day, population is growing. I remember the movie Armageddon, produced 22 years ago. The movie is about the meteor flying toward the Earth. We have new generation technologies since then. Do we even have any systems able to eliminate such threat should we face it now? I hope we have, but for some reason I just happen to never heard of such systems. I want to say something positive in the end. We saw a historical moment a couple of weeks ago. I mean successful launch of SpaceX Dragon shuttle. I hope this will be only the beginning and we shall witness the program of Mars colonization fulfilled. You think humanity is ready to start terraforming Mars and other planets? Maybe we shall see autonomous robotics units flying there to prepare colonies for the humans in the near future. Or maybe you think that we are just fine the way we are right now and we shouldn't spend money on such programs. Please share your opinion in the commentary below. That's it for now. Next time we shall change the subject and move to more soft topic. I want to discuss the legendary Demon Hunter and how the character changes when its audience changes as well.